whittle here, so as I whittle, I have to write what I whittled. I don't ask you a question. If I do, just put a note on the test. You said we wouldn't have to know this. There's no cuss words behind it, just say that. Okay, this is just showing you the concentration of the cargo, waiting for that signal to come. This is the regulated secretory path. All right. This is so important. All right. Okay, all I'm going to say here, you guys are really getting off real lucky, because the other classes have always had to know that big long word there. It's actually pre-pro-opiomelanocorticotropin. This is kind of an abbreviated version. What am I talking about? Well, this protein is a signal peptide. Where did it go as soon as it had 20 to 26 amino acids on it? Big fact. Where would it have been taken? To what organelle? There's your signal peptide. Hey. ER. ER. If you didn't have that, then you were just translated out there in cytoplasm. Only two choices. You start translating a protein and you either are or you're not going to go to the ER. If you have that, you're going to go to the ER. So anyway, this is showing you this big long precursor protein that's made.
So the ribosome sits outside of the ER.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on the ER membrane, but it's on the outside of it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a picture back there. I don't want to flip all the way back, but it's right towards the beginning there that shows you that. It's the same ribosome that will 5 minutes from now be out there in the cytoplasm doing the cytoplasmic translation of proteins. There's a common pool that's interchangeable. Yes, you're right. It's on the cytosolic side, the membrane. Okay, so sometimes what we do is make a big long protein, and then we wait until it gets in the appropriate location and cut it up. One reason for doing that is economy. Look, out of that one big long protein, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different these are really hormones that are made. So it's very economical. You make one big one and then you cut it up. And the specificity here comes from the fact that the enzymes that do this cleavage are only located in a certain area. These are actually the pituitary. I don't have time to go into it, but what I want you to notice is that sometimes we make a big long protein, and then for economy purposes, we cut it up later. Another good reason to make a big long one is, what if, this isn't, but what if that were a hydrolase? Would you want that thing active before it got in the lysosome? No, not at all. So a lot of times we will release a protein with something attached to it, more amino acids attached to it, that later have to be cleaved in order to be activated. So that's another reason for making a longer peptide protein and then cleaving it later. This is a beautiful story. I regret that we can't do it. I'm going to just show you, I'm starting to skip here. So going to 54, what you're looking at is a lysosome. It's a membrane-bounded organelle. This is the one that is pH, at a low pH. It says 5. I was saying 6 or lower, but usually 5 is more correct. And this is the pH out there in the cytoplasm, in the cytosol, about 7.2. So quite a difference. So how do we keep it acidic? Look at this. This is a pump. It sits there in the membrane of the lysosome, and it literally pumps protons into the lysosome. So it takes proteins from the cytoplasm, pumps them into the lysosome. They're already higher in here than out here. Therefore, what kind of transport is this? Active. There we go. There's the source of our energy. There's another one for your list. This is called the H plus ATPase usually. You could call it the H plus pump in the lysosomal membrane. But it's literally sitting there maintaining that pH by shoving protons in there against their grain. I don't have time to do this, unfortunately. This one was to show you what happens if you come into a cell and you can be degraded in the lysosome, and there are several different ways to do it, and I just think that we don't have time to know. No adaptation. Okay, we're going to do a plant. Yeah. You know what we're going to do? We're going to skip plants. The whole point of this was that plants have a big reservoir here that is called a vacuole that is in many ways similar to our lysosome, but it does other things as well. So you don't have to worry about plants. Can you tell I hate plants? So anyway, that's no plants. Let me make sure I'm writing on the correct piece of paper here. Okay. All right, moving right along. All I wanted to say about peroxisomes is that they are these little organelles inside a cell. They're predominantly in the liver cells, the hepatocytes. But they're little organelles that contain a very important enzyme. Does anybody know what that enzyme is? That's a good guess. It's a very good guess because it's called a peroxisome. It works in that manner because what it does is take hydrogen peroxide and break it down. H2O2 is bad. You know that. This is bad stuff inside a cell. It's good for any kind of wound or whatever, but you don't want that inside your cell. So this enzyme breaks that down into water.
Catalase.
There, she gets the prize now. The enzyme that breaks that down into water and just molecular oxygen is catalase. So what do you have to know about a peroxisome? A peroxisome is the home of catalase. We're not even going
It's just
to be
called
able to
catalase?
figure out.
It's just called catalase?
Catalase, Catalase breaks down hydrogen peroxide.
They were bored when they came up with that name.
Yeah. You know, I think her peroxidase might have been a more accurate term, but that's what it is. That's not telling you very much. But
I think it makes more sense, like, with that micro, that took out the test, it like related to something in that way. It makes sense, I won't, I mean.
that's how they got the catalase part. I'm weak in my micro, I don't know that. Digesting a cat, I don't know. I have no idea how they got it, but anyway, that's it. All I want you to know here on slide 60 is that a peroxisome makes babies, makes new peroxisomes simply by dividing in two, by fission, not fusion, but fission. You're really just hitting the high points here. So you have to have peroxisomes. You're going to have to make that catalase and get it in there. We won't even know how. Let me tell you this, it's not through the ER. The catalase is made in the cytoplasm using free enzymes, free ribosomes, I'm sorry. And then it's taken and post-translationally inserted into the peroxisome. And there's a signal for that. We're not going to do it. So to make more, you simply divide it, fission, not fusion. Fusion's if you put two together. Don't get fission and fusion mixed up. That's the end do that one, we're gonna take a really quick